Look, if you've ever hired someone and then, spent the next few months basically just fixing their mistakes, you know exactly how painful a bad hire can be. So in this explainer, we're going to break down Jeff Bezos' actual hiring playbook so you can learn how to build a truly unstoppable team.
This quote right here, this is the whole game. It's not about being overly picky for the sake of it. It's about understanding a really crucial truth. Most hiring mistakes don't happen because there's a lack of talent out there. No, they happen because of pressure. You know what I'm talking about? The pressure to just fill an empty seat, the pressure to move fast, the pressure to make a problem just go away. Amazon literally built its entire hiring culture to fight against that one thing.
Seriously, we have all been there. A key role has been open for way too long, your team is completely stretched thin, and then you hear it. That dreaded phrase, "We just need a body in this seat." Ugh, that sentence right there is the sound of a very, very expensive mistake about to happen. And Amazon knew this, which is why they built a super powerful defense system against it. So what was that defense system? Well, this is it. It's called the Bar Raiser program. Now, just imagine for a second, you're in an interview loop, and there's one person in the room whose their only job, is to protect the quality of your team. They're not even on the hiring team, so they don't feel any of that pressure to just fill the role. They have complete and total veto power, and their single mission is to make sure the wrong person never, ever gets an offer. Okay, so did this whole bar raiser idea actually work? Or was it just, a cool concept? Well, the results were pretty staggering. Amazon found that the teams who used this program saw a 30% jump in performance. And get this, that was after just 1 year. I mean, that is a massive, massive improvement. It proves that disciplined hiring isn't just some nice philosophy, it is a real competitive advantage. All right, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds great for Amazon, but we don't have their resources. And you're right, but you can adapt this, and it's actually pretty simple. All you have to do is find one trusted, objective person in your company, someone who really gets the culture but isn't feeling that heat to fill the role, and just have them review every single final candidate. That's it. They become your own dedicated bar raiser. Okay, let's dive into the first core rule from Bezos' playbook, and trust me, this one is a biggie. You have got to stop hiring people just to put out today's fires. It's a total trap. Instead, you need to hire for the company you're going to be in 2, 3, maybe even 5 years from now. Bezos actually framed it with this one simple question. Ask yourself this: will this person still be the right fit when the company is 10 times bigger? Think about it. Someone might seem perfect for your workload right now, but what happens when things get way more complex? What about when the team triples in size? If you can't genuinely see them thriving in that future world, you might just be applying a short-term band-aid that's going to cause a huge long-term headache. All right, moving on to rule number 2. You have got to define and then hire for your company's DNA. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about the core behaviors, the stuff that actually predicts who's going to succeed in your unique culture. Because if you don't write this stuff down, guess what happens? Every interviewer just uses their own gut feeling, their own criteria, and your whole hiring process basically becomes a lottery. And here's how simple it is to put this into practice. It's just 3 steps. Step 1, write down 3 to 5 behaviors that really predict success at your company. For Amazon, this was their famous leadership principles, things like ownership or bias for action. Step 2, give that exact list to every single person who interviews candidates. And step 3, make sure they measure every candidate against that same list. That's how you get the consistency and alignment that you're looking for. Okay, rule number 3. Let's talk about speed. Because in the war for top talent, speed is your secret weapon. The truth is, the best people, the real A players, they are never on the job market for very long. So if your hiring process is slow or disorganized or just full of delays, I guarantee you are losing the best people to your competition every single time. I mean, just look at this comparison right here. Amazon's structured process aims to go from the first interview to a final offer in just 10 days. The industry average? Over 21 days. That's more than 3 weeks. That 11-day gap, that's a lifetime when you're trying to hire someone great. That is the window where you lose your best candidates to companies that are just plain faster. It's simple. Structure creates speed, and speed wins. Speaking of structure and beating the competition, if you're on the other side of the table as a job seeker, you're facing a really similar challenge. Here's a hard truth for you. 75% of resumes get rejected by those automated screening systems, the ATS bots, before a real human ever even sees them. It's so frustrating. And that's exactly where today's sponsor, mobilecv.ai, comes in. It helps you build a perfectly structured ATS-optimized CV in literally 60 seconds. It uses these professional LaTeX templates that are designed specifically to get past the bots. Plus, it has an AI cover letter generator to save you a ton of time. And the best part? No annoying subscriptions. You just pay for what you use, and you can even start with 3 free credits. All right, let's get back to the playbook. And rule number 4 is a fascinating one, because it's all about knowing when to break your own rules. So yeah, structure is what gives you speed, but you also need a special fast track for that truly game-changing talent. Because when you find one of those people, your standard process is just too slow. And this brings us to rule number 5, which is really the action plan for that fast track. If you find someone who you know is going to raise the bar for your entire team, you have to move. That means involving senior leadership immediately and making a move, getting an offer out the door within 48 hours. No exceptions. I mean, Bezos himself was known to personally jump in to approve offers just to make sure that incredible talent didn't slip away. And really, at the end of the day, this is what it all boils down to. The big lesson from Amazon isn't really about the tech or the logistics or the online shopping. It's about the people. Your product doesn't build itself. Your company doesn't scale on its own. You scale because of the people, the amazing people you bring on board to build the whole thing. So let's do a super quick recap of the Bezos playbook. First, use an objective bar raiser to keep that quality standard high. Second, hire for where you're going to be in 2 years, not just for today. Third, define your company's DNA and actually interview for it. And finally, use a structured process to move fast, but always be ready to fast-track the truly exceptional talent. So, I'm going to leave you with this question. Look, you don't have to implement all of this at once. Just pick one thing. Which one of these rules could you apply to your very next hire that would completely change the game? Really think about that, because your company's future might just depend on it.